All right, good morning you guys and welcome to today's video. Today is Saturday and I'm living pretty much as a bachelor right now. So Megan and the two younger boys are actually out of town right now. They went to visit grandparents in Minnesota, which means it's me, these two goons, and my older son Noah, and we're just kind of sitting around and relaxing today. So like I said, it's Saturday today. I'm just getting up, gonna drink my greens drink, have a little coffee, and then we're gonna be heading off to help Coach Jess move today. So I really try to put my money where my mouth is and really try to treat my team as if they are part of my family, which means that when you have a truck and a trailer and somebody needs help moving, you need to jump in and do that. So I'm gonna be helping Jess move today, and then later on I plan on going on a run. It's a deload week for me inside of the half marathon prep. So did a Metcon earlier this week that completely trashed my leg. So playing catch up today and gonna knock out just a nice easy 3-mile run, and then gonna head to the gym and get a little quiet time at the gym by myself and gonna knock out a workout. Probably gonna take the dogs with me so that they can kind of hang out with that too. So gonna finish up drinking the greens drink, coffee, gonna do my little morning routine, and then in about an hour or so, we're gonna load up the trailer and we're gonna head out and help Coach Jess move and continue with the day from there. All right, so let's talk morning routine. So I've been doing basically the same morning routine very intentionally for probably almost 3 years now. It was something that I put into my life. I love what it did for me and I've really tried to stick to it. So it's pretty simplistic. Number one, I start with about 10 to 12 ounces of ice cold water. When you sleep overnight, you wake up in the morning, you go to the bathroom, you're always gonna notice that your urine is gonna be like a darker yellow. And that's just kind of symbolizing that you're a little bit dehydrated. So the first thing you wanna do in the morning is you wanna go straight to get some water in you. From there, I always mix my greens drink up. The science on that isn't really supportive. It's also not really negative, but I will tell you that starting off with a healthy habit like getting some greens and some micronutrients in my body is something that is a positive thing for me, both mentally and probably physically too. So that's been something that I put into my life right away. So water, greens, I go right to making myself a cup of coffee, and then I always sit down and I go into some form of journaling and then reading of scripture. Those two things help me to get my mind right, get me to get my thoughts out onto the table so that I can kind of see what sort of things I need to work through for the day and what sort of things are affecting my thought processes for the day. So scripture, journaling, and then I immediately will go and I will text 2 people, something meaningful. Usually it's something that I appreciate them about, or I'm thanking them for something, or I'm just simply telling them that I love them or that I care about them. That has been an amazing thing for me, and selfishly, that process is for me to tell another person that you truly care about them, and then to get a response back from them is something that makes me feel good. So I've been doing that consistently, like I said, for almost 3 years. And then from there, I will go into learning something, and then I will go into teaching it in some way. So that can be through an Instagram caption, that can be through a vlog, it could be through a podcast later in the day. It could be just simply me writing down my lesson inside of my notepad, but I learned something and then I talk about it in some way. And that just kind of helps to cement what I went through in my head that day and I learned. So that's my morning routine. Been consistent with it for a long time. So if you don't have one, steal that one, take it, put it into your practice as well. So I'm gonna finish up here this morning and hang out with these lazy animals. And then we're gonna go help catch Coach Jess move. All right, so we are just getting done with helping Coach Jess move some stuff around. So we had to move like shelves and cabinets and couches and the whole thing. and now we're done. It is about 11 o'clock and I have not eaten breakfast yet. So I'm gonna eat breakfast, then I think from there I'm going to make some different errands and then head to the gym to work out, and I'm gonna bring you guys with me. So let's go in and get some breakfast. All right, so here is breakfast. So I currently am getting coached by a guy named Brandon Whitehead with Taylor Coaching Method, my good friend Cody McBroom's company. And I am religiously tracking my macros, weighing and measuring everything. This is something kind of counter. I've always kind of loosely tracked, but now I'm really making sure that I am dead on. I went ahead and hired him because Megan is also getting coached by another coach on the team named Ariel. And I figured I could be a good, consistency buddy and accountability buddy for my wife if I did the same thing. So all of my nutrition right now is centered around preparing for the half marathon, the amount of Brazilian Jiu Jitsu that I do, and my lifting. So for breakfast, my fat content is a little lower than what I'm currently used to. So I'm letting some fats be inside of the turkey sausages here, but I've got 245 grams of egg whites mixed in with red and green bell peppers and onions. I have about 8 ounces of red grapes and about 5 ounces of pineapples, just because I'm going to be having 400 carbs today, and we're talking about maybe having pizza tonight. So keeping the fat content really low, my carb content high. I'm also going to add a cup of oatmeal to this as well to make sure that I'm getting in my carbs for breakfast. All right, so breakfast is done and I'm gonna load up these two crazy goons and we are gonna head to the gym and get a lift in. It's one of the few times where, the gym just always has people in it, and there was times when I first started the gym to where I actually got time to work out and the gym was empty and really kind of sit and to think and to just look around and imagine what was kind of next for Virtuous. And sometimes you just don't get that because people love the gym and they want to come, and I'm very excited for that. But I'd be lying if I didn't say that I do enjoy just some time when I'm in the gym by myself, so I can kind of get back to my roots when it used to just be me and I can think about free-flowing ideas that I'm having and stuff like that. So I'm loading the dogs up, we're gonna head to the gym, and I'll see you guys there. All right, so just getting to the gym, and it never ends. Every single time I walk into this place, and especially, on times like now where like the gym's empty, it's just me in here, and there's just all of this space around me. Every single time I come in here, and it's this exact type of setup. It always makes me think back to when this whole thing started. Years ago, I started this in the second story of a MMA gym, and I just had this thought that I wanted to teach people how to do fitness. And then it grew. We moved into an old Harley Davidson warehouse, if you will, and we took that over. It was about 1,500 square feet, and we started to grow from there. Ended up getting married and moved across country from the East Coast, which was Virginia, all the way to the West Coast out here in Washington. And then I had to start all over again. I had an entire garage full of barbells and rowers and kettlebells and all of the plates you could ever need. And it was just myself and my wife working out inside of that space. And then fast forward, here we are today from a garage that was maybe 30 minutes from where I am now to this. Almost 10,000 square feet of workout space. We have hundreds and hundreds of transformations. We have even more lives that have been touched or affected by this gym in a positive way, from the members themselves all the way out to family members to children. I mean, now with the addition of virtuous grappling, I mean, now we've got parents that drop their kids off and then come over here and work out at the same time, and the entire family walks out having done something that involved movement and being active and then pushing their mind to a more positive place every single day. And to me, that's just a very powerful place to live in, and a very powerful thing that I never want to lose sight of. There's actually a sign in my old mentor's office that says, "Remember why you started." And I think for me, every single time I come in here and I just get to sit and just look at all of the things that have taken place here, and I run through those things in my memory, it always keeps me humble, and it always reminds me to keep pushing the envelope, to keep moving forward, to keep changing lives, and to keep, forcing myself to grow, because without me growing, none of this stuff will grow either. So just a thought I wanted to share with you guys. I'm gonna get warmed up, and it is time to train. All right, so workout is done. These Huskies were off the hook, running around, fighting, jumping, standing behind me, standing under me, doing all kinds of stuff. It was a lot of fun. But, so we're done, finishing up for the day, getting ready to head home. And I was just kind of thinking about my training, right? And I figured I would share it with you guys, just because I am running and balancing Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and still staying on top of strength training. So what I've, for the most part, been sticking to is a 3 to 4 day a week basically strength and conditioning program. I run 4 days a week, and I do BJJ 2 to 3 times a week. Now, what I do inside of strength training is very simple. I do full body every single time I train. I'm keeping the leg volume low, with the exception of this workout that I did the other day, where my legs were just chewed to pieces when I jumped into the Virtuous Fitness daily group programming. So that was kind of off the program and not planned, and did not go with my running program. But for the most part, I do 3 to 4 days a week of strength training, full body. I keep the leg volume pretty low and light, and you pretty much saw that today. And I was literally just doing body weight walking lunges, just because I do have a 3-mile run this evening, and I want to make sure that I'm not going to make myself overly sore. So that's pretty much what I've been sticking to. And then the mileage for the week inside of my half marathon program could be anywhere between 15, and I made it as much as 30 miles a week right now with those 4 days per week of running. So all done here. Gonna head home, get some lunch in me, and then probably just relax, do a little bit of reading, and then got a couple other errands that I'm gonna go and run as well. But I will see you guys at home. All right, so lunch is done. Getting ready to head out, gonna run a couple errands, and then eventually stop and hit the run number 3 for the week for me, which is a 3-mile run. I'm gonna probably hit it at a local trail, and if not, I'll do it on my normal side of the road course that I usually go on. But heading out, gonna hop in the truck, and I'll see you guys when it's time to run. All right, so just get into the track for my running workout. So all the errands are done. I've got, hopefully you guys can see that, shelves and lights and all things that I'm gonna try to take care of while Megan is out of town. So hopefully she'll come home and have new lights up in the laundry room, as well as a shelf over top of the washer and dryer. Just a little honey-do action for her while she's out of town. But nonetheless, we are at the track, and I'm gonna knock out my 3 miles. I've got a new pair of Polkas that I'm excited to take for a little spin. So let's go get it done, guys. All right, so run is complete. 3 miles took me about 24 minutes, 10 seconds. It felt really good. Really like the new shoes here. Completely different than the other ones. So the first ones that I had are actually called Rincons, but kind of researching them, they're built for both like kind of low mileage and speed work. But these new Bondies are meant for like the high mileage. And even though I ran 3 miles today, for the most part, all my training beginning next week is going to be, 6 to 8 to 10 miles daily. So making sure that I got a right shoe was really, really important. And kind of looking into hindsight, run felt really good, considering my legs were still pretty sore from earlier this week and maybe a little tired from the lunges earlier today. Felt really good. So gonna finish things up, head home, probably grab a shower, and then make some dinner. All right, you guys, so that is the end of today's video. Started out the day going and helping Coach Jess move, ran a ton of errands, got some strength training in, did a little bit of running, and cooked a little bit of dinner. It's been kind of a laid back Saturday. Again, just living the bachelor's life with Megan and the 2 younger boys being gone visiting family in Minnesota. So spent most of the day just catching up on things that we needed to do around the house, and making sure that I got my workouts in so that I am prepared on October 8th for the half marathon. So that's it. I'm going to park myself right there and enjoy some of the ambiance of the deck here and just relax. Been kind of a long, crazy day. Just finishing up dinner at about 8:30 at night, so I'm gonna shut it down. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and you enjoyed the video. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button or the like button and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.